Welcome, everyone. Good morning. We're going to sing our hymn of the month, I Know I Can, hymn 1015 in our Till hymnal. This hymn expresses our theme of the month. We're in a new month, so a new theme, embodying resilience. Before we sing our hymn, a note on word choice. The lyrics use brother and sister. Some of us may hear that as a little narrow. You're welcome to sing it in a way that fits, maybe holding those words as all of us. So let's rise, embody our spirit, and sing our opening hymn. No matter your age, your size, the way you move, or the song in your heart, this is a place for you. Together we will sing, wonder, and grow in the spirit of love. I'm Reverend Joyce, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Joining me this morning in worship are music director Tim and our choir, worship associate Victoria. Autumn, our office manager, is running tech for us today. This morning, I'm pleased to welcome Teresa Barnes. Dr. Barnes is a holistic psychotherapist, speaker, and best-selling author with nearly 30 years of experience in mental health, including work in agencies, hospitals, schools, and private practice. She's especially passionate about healing for the healers, and her work focuses on supporting helping professionals, especially mothers, through self-care and what she calls mothering your mind. Let's welcome Dr. Barnes. If you are in person, do join us for coffee hour after the service. Our caring team is providing hospitality this morning. If today is your first day worshiping with us, whether online or in person, we are thrilled that you are here. Please stop by the welcome guest table to let us know who you are so that we can be in touch.
Good morning. I'm Victoria, and my pronouns are she, her, and ella. We are worshiping in the homeland of the indigenous Ho-Chunk and Potawatomi people, and are humbled to be in this sacred ground. This land, this country, this liberal faith, and our very lives are inherent from the complicated intersections of oppression, freedom, resistance, migration, war, justice-making, and hope. From these legacies, we learn, grow, seek, repair, give thanks, and build a better world for those who will inherit our choices. Ryan is going to light our chalice. Ryan enjoys karate. We gather today for worship. As we gather, we join in our sacred ritual. The flaming chalice is the symbol of our faith, a beacon of truth, a fire for justice, a warmth for the soul. Thank you.
Let us speak now the covenant of our church. Love is the spirit of the church, and reason is the sky, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and freedom, and to serve human need. This is our covenant. Now let us sing our chalice response song. Let us worship together. We gather into this beloved community, seeking to place love at the center. We begin with the prayers of the people, speaking our joys and our sorrows, and holding close those we love. We hold in love all who are healing, all who live with illness, all who are carrying burdens of body, mind, or spirit. May they be met with compassion, steady support, and a renewing of hope. I want to express my deep gratitude to this community for your participation and support for Jesse Parker's memorial service yesterday. It was a beautiful gathering, and I thank each of you for your contributions. I invite you now to speak aloud or to name in the silence of your heart those you are holding in love this morning. And now, as one simple way we practice community, please turn and greet your neighbor. Spirit of life, breath in our lungs, and warmth that we borrow from one another. We're here. We've made it through another cold winter week. The kind of cold that makes you brace before you open the door. And now the temperatures are creeping up toward the high 20s. Woo! A short break, a little mercy. Let this hour be like that for us. Let it be a pause in the harshness, a softening of what we've been holding on too tightly. I invite you to meet ourselves today with compassion, to loosen the grip of self-judgment, even just a bit, to remember that doing our best counts, showing up counts. And as a community, let's practice the kind of resilience that heals, taking time to rest, asking for help, and beginning again. May we leave this space a little warmer inside, more connected, and more ready to love. Come, let us worship together. Thank you to those adults who are working with our children today and our youth. Liz is with our K and under group. Lisa is with our 1st through 3rd graders. And Spitty is with our youth. Our next UU All Ages Explorer event is bowling on Sunday, February 8th at Forest Hill Lanes from 5 until 7. Tickets are $12 and can be purchased today and next week in Dill Hall, or you can use the link in Kairos and Venmo Kendra. If cost is a barrier, please let me know. Help is available. Our story for today is A Chair for My Mother by Vera B. Williams. My mother works as a waitress in the Blue Tile Diner. After school sometimes, I go to meet her there. Then her boss, Josephine, gives me a job too. I wash the salts and peppers and fill the ketchups. One time, I peeled all the onions for the onion soup. When I finish, Josephine says, "Good work, honey," and pays me. And every time I put half of my money into the jar. It takes a long time to fill a jar this big. Every day when my mother comes home from work, I take down the jar. My mama empties all her change from tips out of her purse for me to count. Then we push all of her coins into the jar. Sometimes my mama is laughing when she comes home from work. Sometimes she is so tired she falls asleep while I count the money into piles. Some days she has lots of tips. Some days she has only a little. Then she looks worried. But each evening, every single shiny coin goes into the jar. We sit in the kitchen to count the tips. Usually, Grandma sits with us too. While we count, she likes to hum. Often she has money in her old leather wallet for us. Whenever she gets a good bargain on tomatoes or bananas or something she buys, she puts by the savings, and then they go into the jar. When we can't get a single other coin into the jar, We're going to take out all the money and go and buy a chair. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, fat, soft armchair. We will get one covered in velvet with roses all over it. We are going to get the best chair in the whole world. That's because our old chairs burned up. There was a big fire in our old house. All our chairs burned. So did our sofa, and so did everything else. That wasn't such a long time ago. My mother and I were coming home from buying new shoes. I had new sandals. She had new pumps. We were walking to our house from the bus. We were looking at everyone's tulips. She was saying she liked the red tulips, and I was saying I liked the yellow ones. Then we came to our block. Right outside our house stood two big fire engines. I could see lots of smoke. Tall orange flames came out of the roof. All the neighbors stood in a bunch across the street. Mama grabbed my hand and we ran. My Uncle Sandy saw us and he ran to us. Mama yelled, "Where's Mother?" I yelled, "Where's my grandma?" My Aunt Ida waved and shouted, "She's here, she's okay, don't worry." Grandma was all right. Our cat was safe too, though it took a while to find her. But everything else in our whole house was spoiled. What was left of the house was turned to charcoal and ashes. We went to stay with my mother's sister, Aunt Ida, and Uncle Sandy. Then we were able to move into the apartment downstairs. We painted the walls yellow. The floors were all shiny, but the rooms were empty. The first day we moved in, the neighbors brought pizza and cake and ice cream, and they brought a lot of other things too. The family across the street brought a table and 3 kitchen chairs. The very old man next door gave us a bed from when his children were little. My other grandpa brought us a beautiful rug. My mother's other sister, Sally, had made us red and white curtains. Mama's boss, Josephine, brought pots and pans, silverware and dishes. My cousins brought me her own stuffed bear. Everyone clapped when my grandma made a speech. "You all are the kindest people," she said, "and we thank you very, very much. It's lucky we're young and can start all over." That was last year, but we still have no sofa and no big chairs. When Mama comes home, her feet hurt. "There's no good place for me to take a load off my feet," she says. When Grandma wants to sit back and hum and cut up potatoes, she has to get as comfortable as she can in the hard kitchen chair. So that is how come Mama brought home the biggest jar she could find at the diner, and all the coins started to go into the jar. Now the jar is too heavy for me to lift down. Uncle Sandy gave me a quarter, and he had to boost me up so I could put it in. After supper, Mama and Grandma and I stood in front of the jar. "Well, I've never have believed it, but I guess it's full," Mama said. My mother brought home little paper wrappers from the nickels and dimes and the quarters. I counted them all out and wrapped them all up. On my Mother's Day off, we took all the coins to the bank. The bank exchanged them for $10 bills. Then we took the bus downtown to shop for a chair. We shopped through 4 furniture stores. We tried out big chairs and smaller ones, high chairs and low chairs, soft chairs and harder chairs. Grandma said she felt like Goldilocks in the 3 Bears trying out all the chairs. Finally, we found the chair we were all dreaming of, and the money in the jar was enough to pay for it. We called Aunt Ida and Uncle Sandy, and they came right down in their pickup truck to drive the chair home for us. They knew we couldn't wait for it to be delivered. I tried out our chair in the back of the truck, but Mama wouldn't let me sit there while we drove. But they let me sit in it while they carried it out the door. We set the chair right beside the window with the red and white curtains. Grandma and Mama and I all sat in it, while Aunt Ida took our picture. Now, Grandma sits in it and talks with people going by in the daytime, and Mama sits down and watches the news on TV when she comes home from her job. After supper, I sit with her, and she can reach right up and turn the light off if I fall asleep in her lap. Sometimes hard things happen, and suddenly you're starting over. In our story, A Chair for My Mother, the family loses their things, but they have each other and their friends. They drop coins into a jar little by little, and everyone pitches in to save for one really good chair for Mama, who works so hard. And when they finally get enough coins, they go together to find a chair and bring it home. That's resilience, a big word that means doing what you can step by step to heal after something hard happens, and letting people help you along the way. Together, we are resilient people. Let's sing our children and youth to their religious education classes by singing the first verse of This Little Light of Mine. I hope you're subscribed to the Kairos, our weekly newsletter. Please be sure to read it for announcements about upcoming events and activities. This week, I want to highlight a few things. Getting to Know You is coming up next Sunday, February 8th at 11:30. This is a great session for newcomers. Come learn about our theology, our history, and how to get connected, and meet others who are new to the church. We hope you will join us next Sunday. We have a radical hospitality and welcoming training on Saturday, February 21st. We'll practice ways to be more inclusive and welcoming. If we want to grow our welcome, we need more folks to be a part of it. We meet at 10 a.m., and we'll have donuts and coffee ready to go. Please put it on your calendar and plan to attend. Today, the Eco Justice team invites you to come learn about saving energy in your home with member Barb Basai. Barb is a local energy professional. She brings practical experience to help homeowners save energy, and we're glad she's here to help us. We are meeting in the library after the service. Each month, we'll be highlighting the activities of one of our Faith in Action teams. For February, that is our Sex and Gender Justice team. So I want to invite Leah to come forward to tell you more about what they are doing.
Good morning. My name is Leah Gima, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Together with Jennifer Riley, I am co-leader of the Sex and Gender Justice team. We focus on LGBTQIA+ issues, reproductive justice, gender equality, and children and family safety. We meet the fourth Sunday of the month at 11:30, and we always welcome new members and guests. This month, our wonderful Wednesday, on February 18th, will be a panel discussion of LGBTQIA+ elders. As we reflect this month on the theme of resilience, come and hear stories of survival and liberation. This will be 6 o'clock on February 18th in the sanctuary. Today, we share the plate with Midwest Reproductive Health. Located just a few blocks from here on Murray Drive, Midwest Reproductive Health offers compassionate abortion care, family planning, and STD testing to women of all ages, regardless of ability to pay. 80% of what is collected in today's offering will go to Midwest Reproductive Health. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Join me now in a time of prayer and meditation. Let us settle our bodies. Take in a deep breath. Spirit of life and love, in this time of uncertainty, of fear and angst, our nation holds its collective breath. In this time when rhetoric blusters about and words are used as weapons, our nation clenches its fists, tightens its shoulders, eyes squeezed shut. Some are preparing for a fight. May we remember we are a people of resilience. We have faced uncertainty before. We have weathered storms. We have been consumed by flames. We have risen like the phoenix from the ashes, and we will again. We, the people. May we remember our shared humanity, our universal kinship, our interdependence, as we unclench our fists and breathe together, breathing in love and breathing out peace. May we recognize the spark of the divine inside all of us, even those we are not quite sure about. In this time of uncertainty, we remember the good will go on. As we work to move forward together, we, the people, seeking that which unites us, with our arms reaching out wide for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. May love prevail. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen.
I've struggled sometimes, now not so much, but I've always struggled with saying no. Disappointment can be such a difficult feeling to sit with. Knowing that your inability or unwillingness to help may cause hardship can be a hard pill to swallow. Being the kind of person that naturally wants to help, enjoying the feeling that you are contributing and that you are being helpful has always been something that has been natural for me. Learning to say no, or I'm sorry, or I can't, goes against what feels natural and good. But over time, I've learned that saying yes all the time can leave me feeling depleted, and then there's nothing left for anyone, much less myself. Growing up the youngest daughter in a family of 5, many times I wasn't given the opportunity to say no. I was simply given directions. Take care of this, make sure you do that, don't forget. For many years, I existed in the world and in my life in that same dynamic. But now I know that I am okay to say, hold on now, or I'm sorry, or simply just no. I've also learned that when I say no, I don't need to give a reason. I don't need to give a lengthy explanation. I can simply say no. I still have my helping nature, and I absolutely still enjoy the feeling that contributing gives me. But that comes easily when I'm not spread too thin and I don't have too much on my plate. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Tim Anderson, music director. My pronouns are he, him, and his. We haven't done a round for so long, and I've had so many people come up to me and say, when are we going to do another round? And I'm such a people pleaser, that I just can't say no. This is one that I think many of us know, and if you don't know, we're going to sing through it all together once so that you can learn it and then participate in the round. When we divide up, this will be group 1, and sort of dug forward on this side will be group 2, group 3, and the choir will be group 4. So we're going to sing all the way through once together. And then once the round starts, I'll bring you in and sing through it 2 times. And when you get done the second time, just keep singing that last line, Spirit, draw near. And I'll cue you to help you. And by the end, we should all be singing that last line together. That's the plan. This is the enthusiasm that all of you should be experiencing right now. So let's rise in body or spirit, and we will sing all the way together once together, and then we'll start the round. Here we go. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, Spirit, draw near. 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 Spirit, draw near.
Beautiful. Thank you. So today, our first reading is from Strong Like Water by Andy Colbert. Andy Colbert is a therapist and writer who focuses on trauma, resilience, and what it means to heal with honesty and gentleness. She writes in a way that blends mental health wisdom with spiritual language, and she's especially interested in how we grow strong without pretending we're fine. And here's the slightly ironic part. I was just telling our guest speaker, Dr. Barnes, that Unitarian Universalists aren't on the whole a very theist bunch. Not a lot of God talk. We draw our inspiration from many sources, and we don't all use the same name for what is sacred. And then I turned around and chose a reading that uses plenty of God language. So I want to invite you, as you listen, to translate as you need to. If God doesn't fit, try mystery, or love, or spirit of life, or even human consciousness, that deep place in us that can notice pain and still reach for meaning. When we attend to our boundaries, emotions, and trauma, we open ourselves to love in the form of safety, connection, and belonging. I believe that, fortunately, God has given us tools that allow us to be truly, holistically strong. Not the kind of strength that is sometimes weaponized to tell people to get over it, nor the kind of strength that causes us to deny reality or the needs of our own body. Rather, we develop the kind of strength rooted in love, not fear. The kind God lovingly offers and models for us, strength like water. What a profound paradox this tends to be when we consider our truest strength. Everywhere we look, we assume that it is pain that makes people tough. But as the wise teacher and psychologist Alan Shore has noted, the resilience is in the repair, not the wounding. The strength of resilience doesn't happen because of wounding, but because of what happens afterward. When a pain and trauma are met with love and support that are needed to repair the wounding, we heal. And by the grace of God, we were able to hang on to everything we learned from that experience. Ultimately, our tethering to love, hope, and safety is what makes us truly strong. And they are clear indicators that we're moving along the flow of strength. Our second reading is an excerpt from a poem, A Spell for Warriors and Heroes by Atina Danner. Atina is a poet whose work is rooted in courage, tenderness, and the kind strength that doesn't deny pain, it speaks to the pain. I met her at General Assembly last year, and I bought her small book of poems, and since then, I felt genuinely blessed by the power of many of her words. So as we hear this reading this morning, may we let it meet us where we are, honoring the warriors and heroes in the room, including the ones who are simply getting through the day. A spell for warriors and heroes. I say no with strength, with conviction, without blinking. I say no. My yes is a gift to bestow and to receive. I declare myself protected by organizing for collaboration, by delegating, by sharing. I will work with people I can trust to hold what I put down. By the power of asking for and receiving help, I release control and I call in opportunity. I make room to rest, imagine, and connect more deeply to my purpose. I protect my relationships. I pour into them from my cup of time. I start with myself. I lay down my important work and seek rest. I gently cast aside compliments that elevate exhaustion and sacrifice of wellness, and turn toward relationships. I speak my intention for wellness into being and into the knowing of others. I claim time for relationships, for family, friends, neighbors, pets. I show up for my own life. There is enough of me to be there for my people because I protect my time like I protect my people.
to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears.
Hello. As stated before, I'm Dr. Teresa Barnes, psychotherapist, author, and speaker. And forgive me, I'm getting over a head cold, so I'll just try to do my due diligence, but I'm taking my mask off to speak, if that's okay. By show of hands, how many of you are professional caretakers, meaning educators, ministry leaders, community justice workers, nurses, doctors, therapists like myself? Okay. I just thought it was important to talk about making space for our own healing, and I'm hearing such wonderful readings. I almost wanted to take what Reverend Palmer was reading and just go from there. It was so many powerful things in what she spoke about. But I am going to take this definition that was given about resilience. You guys can all look online, so there's components of resilience, but I really wanted to use what Reverend Palmer used in terms of a step-by-step to heal after a hard thing happens and letting people help you along the way. The two things that stuck out to me in that definition was heal and letting people help you. Like anything that's hard, and I'm going to speak from a trauma-informed lens because that's the bulk of what I do is work with trauma, is that it is about the healing afterwards in terms of the prognosis of recovery, and it's about your social relational context, meaning those who are around you when the trauma happened. So relationally and how we are engineered to heal are the two major themes that I heard from the reading that Reverend Palmer gave and what I'll be talking about. I will let you know that a lot of what I'm sharing, 70% is going to come from lived experience, maybe 30% is going to come from training. So I'm going to interweave a lot of those themes. So hopefully this will be meaningful for you. When I thought about the word, my voice carries because I worked in high schools. I was a high school social worker for 20 years. You can never let them see you sweat. So when I talked, I had to make sure I was projecting. So can you guys all hear me? Okay, so I'm gonna go, I like to walk, so that's why I'm saying, just in case I leave the mic, I don't wanna be like, oh, people be like, what did she say? So anyway, when I think about embodying, I think about something that goes beyond knowing. It's something that's felt, that is experienced, right? It's how one moves, thinks, talks, how one communes with others. When you tell someone, oh, wow, they look happy, but then when you say, oh, they exude or embody happiness, that's different, right? I mean, it's a little different. So when we think about embodying, we think about, okay, when I'm in the room, I can feel it. Maybe not be words to it, but I can feel it. When I mentioned looking at resilience through a trauma-informed lens, when I talk and think about hard places, that's where I go in my head, is a place of trauma, emotional trauma or psychological trauma. Because my belief is that resilience is birthed from these hard places. In fact, resilience is not asked to come and show up unless there's been a rupture, a severing, a trauma of some sort. So it's almost like, how do you know you had a good day unless you had some bad ones, right? How do you know, when you're weight training, the muscle is built not from carrying paper, it's from carrying weights, something that bears against it. So I really do see trauma and resilience the same way, because just as resilience impacts how you move, think, commune with others, what you feel, and what is seen. Trauma does the same thing, right? When something traumatic happens, it does change how we see things. It does change how we move in our world. It does change how we feel and experience things. So they really are cousins when you think about it, but from a different side of the coin. So let's talk about these hard places, right? I mean, I name them as trauma. It could be loss. It could be stress. But how does your body hold these things, right? Because it not only does it impact what we think, but it also impacts how our bodies hold it. And you hear this, and this has probably happened to a lot of us, where you have these unexplained physical things that come up. There's no biological origin, but when you start talking about these difficult things, sometimes when I'm in with clients, I'll be talking, and then something will happen, like they'll shift in their seat, and I'll be like, well, what's wrong? They're like, okay, I'm feeling this in my chest, or I feel it in my stomach, So our bodies hold what the brain doesn't speak, right? But we pay attention to behaviors, right? So much of it is discovering the why behind the what. And so when I think about hard places, I'm thinking, gosh, where am I holding this, in my body? How does it impact how I show up? How does it impact my work, my ministry? Because obviously when something happens and you have to repair, like for instance, you cut your finger, yeah, it's gonna heal, but you see the scab, and for a while you see even the mark of it. But you're still doing what you're doing, but that mark you carry, right? So I really think that so much of coming from a hard place is what it has done, or how it has impacted you. I don't know, some of you are probably familiar with the author William Faulkner, but there's something he had said about trauma which sticks with me to this very day. He says, it's an assault on an unprepared psyche. So when we talk about hard places, our psyche is not prepared, and unfortunately, sometimes we don't even have words for these things. And I think not having words for these hard places is part of the battle. And I think if we can name them and make meaning, that's part of the resilience of thought. If you can give me a word for what's happening, then I at least can try to master it because it makes meaning now. I can make meaning from something I can give words to. And also being people who provide care and hold reality and pain for others. We got to give ourselves permission to be held while we hold, right? That our needs can be in the room with the people that we serve. And I don't know if we give ourselves permission. I don't even know if people in our lives give us permission. I'm speaking from a wife and a mother, so I have to admit, I'm speaking from a certain place. That sometimes we have to say, I need help, or I can't do it all, and it's okay. So I would like to talk about my lessons from the hard places, because I am a testimony, as many as you are. It's what we survived. That's half the battle, is surviving it, right? The other battle is making meaning from it. So when you make meaning from it, then you can pour into others with it, right? So I had a heart attack last year, almost a year ago. And it was something that easily could have taken me out. This heart attack came out of nowhere, okay? I'm 53, I eat right as much as I can, I work out. I was very much into integrated health and conscious. I was actually exercising when it happened, so it just came out of nowhere. Went to the hospital, they didn't even think that's what it was. They're like, oh no, this can't be a heart attack because you don't meet the criteria. And sure enough, 100% blockage in the widowmaker. He said people they don't live through this. They're like, this is ridiculous. So I really had to look at what the reason for this divine pause was, right? So one of the lessons I learned from this hard place was the sacredness of rest. I'm a type A personality. Everything needed to be done yesterday. But my poor husband and my daughter, it's always like, you gotta get this done, gotta get this done. And for the first time, one of the first times, I had to really just kind of sit back, slow down, and rest. And it's a very hard lesson. I'm still trying to learn that today. But one of the lessons I learned from my sacredness of rest is the grace in my mothering. because we only had one child. She was our miracle baby. We lost one before her, so when she came along, it was like I had to do everything I could to make it okay for her. So I helicoptered her with everything, almost to the point where she was like, Mom, give me space, let me grow, let me be who I need to be. And it was just like, no, who's on first, who's on second? And what that heart attack showed me was I have to let go and let God hold the mothering parts that I couldn't, because I thought I had to do it all. I thought I had to be the perfect mother because she was my only chance. I felt like there was no redemption in my mothering. So that's what he showed me. And actually, the other lesson was this resistance against the daily grind. I no longer want to push and try to get things done. I'm building a business. I'm a psychotherapist, but I also have a speaking business. So nowadays, you have to have everything on social media. You got to post 3 or 4 times a day. And I just felt so much pressure from that, and I just feel like I don't need to do that anymore, So it's this rest, and whatever that means for you, what is it sacred about resting? Rest is resilience, right? Because you restore your body, you restore your mind. Rest is resistance. I don't know if any of you heard of Tricia or Tricia, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. Hersey, she's the founder of NAP Ministry, where she talks about that rest really is the challenge to capitalism and all the other isms. That, the grind of having to produce results, all of that. So yes, if any of you are interested in it, I would check some of her work about rest. I was diagnosed with colon cancer at 34. And I had surgery. Thankfully, I didn't have to have chemo, but I remember the whole summer of 2006. I was in and out of the hospital. They took 14 inches of my colon. What did I learn from that hard place? Nutrition and somatic care. I was always into healthy eating, but I didn't really understand clean eating, right? And so I was like, yes, I need to be able to turn the label and be able to pronounce what's on there. I need to know there's only 5 ingredients and not 17 that I can't pronounce. So I really learned from that hard place about nutrition and about the gut, that the gut is the seat of our healing. Ancient medicine started with the gut, right? Modern medicine kind of trailed away from it, but I see them coming back towards it. 80 to 90% of our serotonin is in the gut. Serotonin is one of the chemicals that modulates mood. So when someone says to you, you know what, this happened and it made me, God, when I think about it, I feel sick to my stomach. They're right. Because 90% of our serotonin is in here. This is our emotional brain. This is our emotional brain. So probiotics, enzymes, magnesium, vitamin D, and that's just a few because I have other presentations that focus just on nutrition. So healing the gut, the emotional brain, is one of the things that I learned. That our body cosigns with like I said earlier, what the mind can't speak. The body cosigns, right? It holds it. So what ways can we integrate the body into some of our resilient healing work, right? So much of it is, right? For some of you who have medical terminologies, that bilateral stimulation, that kind of opposite, sometimes it's this, right? Because what we're doing is retraining the brain to react differently to triggering stimuli, right? Sometimes it's our breath. There was a reading about breathing. The very breath divine gives us, we can control, right? That we can get our nervous systems to regulate from just our breath, right? The Native American drum beat, African drum beat. It regulates the brainstem. So what is our brainstem? Our brainstem is part of our reptilian brain, which only responds to hunger, anger, fear, sadness, and sensuality, right? That's what activates when we're traumatized, the reptilian brain. This part that says, well, what am I going to do when I get past this? And how am I going to plan for my children? That whole part of our brain, the high order thinking, rationalization, shuts completely off in our heart place. So if we're able to regulate the brain that gets stimulated, which is the brainstem, That's resilience, right? Make sure I'm being mindful of time. Another hard place. You guys better say, man, she needs to write a book about all these hard places. A divorce in my 20s, and then a near-fatal car wreck also in my 20s. I couldn't walk independently for 8 months. Still nerve damage, so I can't wear really cute heels, so I can just look at you guys in envy that can. But what did I learn from that? How do I connect to my higher power? I've been churched. I've been in the church when I was in my mother's womb. My father and my uncle were deacons at a church. Grew up, raised, I was churched. But I really didn't understand the relationship with the divine until after the car wreck. Then the divorce. Because up until then, I thought life happened the way it needed to happen. And so what I learned through my practice, I can only speak to myself, I'm going to refer to my relationship is with God, is my faith practices got more solidified. And in that, I mean, I am a Bible reader. I pray, I do devotionals, and I listen to praise and worship music as a way to stay connected to my center. With some people, it's nature, taking a walk, being in front of water, mountain climbing, whatever gets you into that solitude place. That's how I learned spiritual resilience. Last two, I hope I'm okay on time. Confronting my childhood rejection. That's when I learned how to mother my own mind. And when someone says, how do you do that? And so the men don't be left out, we could say, father your own mind. Envision your fears, your doubts, the things that make you feel like you want to disappear into a hole on the floor, on the wall, that real vulnerable place. Envision that being personified as a child. How would you address those thoughts? Would you shame that child? Would you make them feel bad for having those thoughts? Or would you say you shoulda, coulda, shoulda? Or would you say I need to fix it? Or would you listen? Would you hold? And depending on the age of that child, what would you do? Some children want to be played with. Some children want to be held. Some children you can talk to at a certain age. If you envision that part of yourself as a child part of you, I wonder if that would shift how you begin to address those thoughts that come in your head. And I'm not just talking about just thoughts that are running in and out. I'm talking about that internal dialogue. So given a perfect storm, it starts to run, right? Like a tape recorder. The things that I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I can't ever succeed. We all have them, right? In some way, shape, or form. So it's beginning to mother and father your own minds. Last, which everyone can say, yes, we get this, COVID. Can you guys believe that? That we lived through that? And we can talk about it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what it has done to irrevocably change the way we relate not only to ourselves, but in our world. Well, how do I know that? Because when I went back into the work world, post-COVID, I was like, oh my gosh, I know it was a lot of toxic stuff here, but it was just like everybody's child parts, right? When I spoke about it before. Or running around, envision a playground, they're running around, no adult supervision. Everybody was, their feelings were just out there, you know, and I'm not sure we've got back to whatever normal is. I don't think we ever got back to that. But this is what I came out of that experience with, is safety. Because I think everyone came out with a word of declaration. With me, it was safety. That I was intentional about seeking spaces that felt safe relationally, because I felt so unsafe relationally during that COVID period. I really did. The social politicization around masks, the execution of George Floyd, and just seeing people like laying in body bags being tossed in coolers. I mean, how do you reconcile that? And I thought to myself, my gosh, healing is in the community. And where can I find safe people who don't tell me that I should feel bad about feeling bad, who don't tell me that me feeling bad makes them feel uncomfortable, or don't tell me that they're gonna fix it, but someone who can step into the pain and hold it with me, someone who can come alongside. I don't know if that's taught, to be honest with you. I think there are some people who are gifted, and I just cling to those people for dear life, and then I try to be one of those people as well. So co-creating this for ourselves and others, I think, is a very important piece about having relational resilience. As I close, because I don't know where I'm at in time, those of you who do the sacred work of holding reality and pain for others, I think it's going to be very important for you to get the self-care that you need, because we are once again thrust into a situation where we feel things are ungrounded, things are crumbling, even the things that are negative that is happening in our society. I mean, we've always had negative things happen, but it was more predictable. It was like, oh yeah, I know that. That sucks, of course. But even the things that are even predictably bad are crumbling, if that makes sense. And it just feels very ungrounded. So whatever you can to extract joy, hope, community, that it will be resilience. And you're right, we've been through this before, but we can do this again. So thank you so much for your time, and everyone have a blessed week.
Thank you very much, Dr. Barnes. I ask you now to please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. Come sing a song with me, number 346. Victoria will extinguish our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us until we are together again. While she does that, I invite you to hold hands if you'd like. If you'd rather not, you can place your hands in your pocket or on your shoulders. The words of our benediction were written by Paul Robeson and are found in our hymnal at number 689. Sorrow will one day turn to joy. All that breaks the heart and oppresses the soul will one day give way to peace and understanding, and everyone will be free. Now, let us sing our closing blessing.